So once we've established our aids of halting and we know the aids for going forward and we're comfortable and our horse is nice and relaxed, if you want to start to challenge your skills, but also let's focus on specific exercises. That's why we're here, right? There's no point just walking around not knowing why you're doing a pole exercise or a cone exercise. So in the arena here, I find a nice progression. Once you've done your halt walk, your serpentines, your figures of eights, and you're happy just in walk, progress to weaving blocks, weaving cones. You can see here I've got some jump wings set up for almost up the center line. And all we're going to do here is weave. Do you know, like old school pony club games, right? Weaving in and out. It's a fantastic exercise, A, for you to get your steering right. Again, focusing your connection with your horse and your relationship, but also really good for mobilizing their rib cage. And guys, do this ridden as well. Come in here and do some weaving blocks, weaving cones with your horse riding. Really good at mobilizing and releasing the rib cage. So let's have a go. Walk on. Boy. You need, or I need to, as the handler, plan my route. So I'm going to just come into the corner here. I'm using my head and body, my shoulders facing the direction I want to go. And I'm going to start this exercise from the left. Aim to kind of keep your loops quite small and shallow. A little bit of right rein pressure now, going to the right as I give with the left rein. Straighten him up again. A little bit of left pressure here, give with the right rein. Straighten him up again. Now, this is where we can test our skills. We're going to walk a little circle. So a little bit of right pressure, a little bit more, give with the left rein, give with the left rein. Look where my body and shoulders are turning. Now we go back to this direction. Same again. A little bit of left pressure, straighten him up. A little bit of right, give with the left rein. Good. So let's show you what I'm doing with my hands from a different angle. So a little bit of left pressure here as I give with the right. Make sure your long lines are not too loose and slack. You want the rein and the connection through to the horse's mouth to be quite consistent. So here I pull a little bit with the right as I give with the left. Then I pull with the left here, give with the right. Just to keep him as close as I can to the weaves. Now this is the circle bit. So a little bit of pressure on the right rein as I give with the left. Just going to use my voice, just asking to walk on a bit. Look at my body, I'm looking where I'm going. Giving with the left. And now I'm going to straighten up, and it's equal pressure through my reins at the moment. If you wanted to advance this a little bit more, why don't we add in a halt transition? Even pressure on both reins, halting. Good boy, and then give. Good boy, now to walk on. A little bit of a tap, and I give straight away. You've seen this on my videos, the snake exercise, the slalom, a really good exercise for opening up the shoulder girdle and also the pelvic girdle. If I was you, I'd actually start this exercise in hand first from the nose. I've got many videos of me doing that. And then I would progress to the long lines. It's quite a challenging exercise only for your horse, but for you as the handler, because the serpentines and the loops are very narrow. Like we've just done the weave and the weave was bigger loops. These are much shallow loops, okay? Your consistency, your aids as the long liner needs to be very subtle. And imagine in the beginning your horse is just walking as straight alongside the pole as they can. What is this exercise target? This is a good exercise for horses that are very short in front, very short choppy strides. It really opens up this junction between the shoulder girdle called the CT junction, which is the most mobile junction in the entire horse's body. This is a great exercise for doing that. Please only do this exercise in walk. I've seen videos of people doing it in trot. I don't even know how they're doing it in trot. Just do it in walk, okay? Aim for the inside front leg, the near fore, to be stepping over the pole first. Okay, so if you're on the left rein and you're approaching the exercise with the horse on the left, then the left fore steps over. If you're on the right rein, the right 4 steps over. Let's just have a go in the beginning. So I'm going to ask him to walk on, good boy. Now I am really planning my route, so just for him to walk basically alongside those poles. And I'm going to put a little bit of right pressure here and ask him to step over. Yes, good boy. A little bit of left pressure to keep it close to the pole as I can. Good boy. So we only managed to get over that twice, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to walk a little circle here. Again, a little bit of right pressure as I give with the left rein. Good. I must make my aids as clear as they can be. And same again here. So I'm going to just turn my head and there you go. Watch that right foot step over. Now we're looking for the left forward step over. Yes, good man. So if we just focus on the foot placing, so on his leg. So I'm on the left rein here. I want his left forward step over first. Good boy. Now we're on the right rein, so I want the right forward step over first. Good man. And now I want the left fore. Yes, good. For those horses that trip a little bit weak in their shoulders as well, this is a good exercise for proprioception, getting them to think about their foot placement. It's not always about going fast or going high. Woohoo! Nice. After you've done an exercise like this, give your horse time. Let them process, relax the pressure, talk to them. Good boy, D, and just let them process what they've done. Sometimes we come in here and we want to do things too quickly. Just slow it down. Corrective exercise, the square. Again, I would do this in hand first from the nose. You can do this ridden, but because we're focusing on corrective exercises from a long lining perspective, simple, 4 poles. You don't need a lot of poles to do good quality work, okay? Remember, quality, not quantity. So why is this exercise so good? First of all, if you can do a really simple start of walking into the middle of the square, halting, that is a great, they almost feel like they're, well, in a box, in a square. From an awareness perspective, you tend to get horses that will lift up their abdominals a bit more, they'll stand a little bit more square, so it's a great exercise to work on your horse's halt. Again, if we take responsibility for ourselves, it's a really good exercise for us to practice our timing, okay? So first exercise on this we're going to do is the halt exercise. Walk into the center and halt. Walk on, good boy. Plan your route. So look at my head, look at my shoulder positioning. I'm intentional about where I want to go. Aim to be in the middle of the pole. As I come into the middle, get my timing and woo, good man. Good. So I'm just asking him to step back one straight. There you go, just so he corrected that right hind. I'm going to stand here just for a couple of seconds. Walk on. Good man. A good way to start this exercise, if you're a little bit unsure, is just walk through the middle. So walk directly through the middle of the poles. And then practice changing direction. I'm going to talk you through my aids there now. Many exercises people do with poles, or usually poles like in a sequence, so 3 or 5 poles in a row. But when you start to introduce patterns like this, we are challenging the horse's proprioception, their body awareness, differently compared to poles in a line. Can you see the pattern I'm starting to make here? I've basically taken the figure of 8 that we were doing from patterns in the beginning stages of long lining, but now all we've done is add down the 2 poles, which for young horses is a great introduction to poles. And for the handlers, I'm learning about my timing and the aids that I need to be asking in preparation for him to step over those poles straight. So again, look at my head. It's like you're jumping, you know, you need to look where you're going. I'm looking at the center of that pole, a little bit of right rein pressure, give with a right rein. Just going to use my voice to ask him to step on a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the left, so a little bit of left pressure as I give with the right rein. Just going to ask him just to walk on a bit more. It's a great way of getting your steps in, which is why I'm always like, wear comfortable shoes. Okay, this time I'm going to challenge both of us a little bit, and I'm going to time it so that I can halt in the middle. And woohoo! So that's even pressure on both reins. Walk on. Good man. Okay, so to advance this exercise, what we are going to do is walk into the corners of the square. This really does challenge your skills, but also from your horse's perspective, stepping into the middle of two poles like that can be very challenging. So in the beginning, remember, plan your route. There you go. So I'm slightly off there. That's not him, that's me. And you can tell he just went a little bit wobbly there. This is totally on me, and if you focus on my reins, I need to make sure that my rein contact is consistent, not too floppy. So coming in here, planning my route, I'm thinking middle, middle, middle. You do lose a bit of direction yourself because you can't see. Yeah, almost. So that time, he was better because my rein contact was more consistent. So again, I'm planning my route, and for those of you that have figured this out, I'm basically doing another figure of 8, but obviously from a different angle. That was so much better. Don't panic, just laugh about it, okay? I'm going to come in again and really focus on my angle. So think about those horses that you want to event, younger horses that want to have an event in Korea. This is a great exercise to get them used to skinnies, right? Let's do it one more time. And then because he's doing so well, I'm going to stop and I'm going to give him a reward. I'm going to ask him no questions. Good boy. Woohoo. Just going to ask that left hind. There you go, to step forward. Yeah. Good boy. No pressure on him now, just going to reward. Well done, Dee. Good man. Progressing from walking behind them to maybe wanting to do a circle. So we're almost double lunging here. How you would do that. My body's obviously directly behind him now. I'm walking a circle first, walking behind him. What I would do is give, because I'm on the right rein, give with the left rein. Just take a bit more slack up with the right rein, give with the left rein, take with the right rein. Again, the pressure is even. And also watch my body, guys. I'm not stepping in front of him like this. See how he stops? That slows him down, that goes in front of him. I'm imagining that I have a line from my belly button to his elbow, okay? Good boy. So that's how you progress from walking behind them to now basically double lunging them. Lunging them with 2 lines. So let's just progress that and now do the square with him going through the middle without me having to go through it. Yes, good man. The rein contact here is still the same. I've got no loops in my ropes. You can see how fairly even my pressure is. Those ropes are an extension of my hand. Good boy, I want nice relaxed frame. If I want him to walk on a bit, I click and I just a little bit of a flick with my left rein. So let's do the same on the other rein. So how do we change the rein? You can do it two ways. If you're a little bit stuck with having to change the rein from here, just progress to walking behind. So I take up the slack with my left rein, give with my right rein, and there we are. We're back directly behind him. So now to go onto the left rein, what am I going to do? I'm going to take a little bit of contact with my left rein, give with my right rein, give with my right rein, take with my left rein, and I'm now onto the left rein. As you can tell, guys, again, I'm not in front of him, not doing that. I'm staying at that shoulder. And again, if you look at the rein contact, it's fairly even, okay? Don't rush these exercises. The more fluid and consistent and clear you can be, even if you just do a full session on just changing the rein like this in walk, for your horse's body, for their back, for their rib cage, and also for your relationship together, you'll only get stronger. We're now going to move on to that square again. So it's a little bit of timing. Look at my head. I'm planning where I'm going. Yes, that was great. Always talking to my horse, rewarding him. Good man. I know they don't understand English, but they do understand our energy. They understand our tone of voice. So same again, watch my head. Watch how I'm planning where I'm going. Good boy. If he's going straight, my contact is very light. There's very light pressure here. So I'm going to do that one more time. Let's change the rein. So for those of you that are a little bit still unsure about your timing and your confidence, let's just go back to walking behind him first. I take up the right rein, take up the right rein, give with the left rein, even contact, even rein pressure. Now we're back center behind him. I'm going to change rein and go to the right, a little bit of right pressure, give with the left, using my voice. If he doesn't listen to the voice, just a little bit of a tap on his little hindquarters with my rope. Now we're back behind him. So now if I want to go onto the right rein and be double lunging him, I move my body to the center as I pull up the contact on the right, give with the left, take up the right contact, take up the right contact. And there we are. We're now back onto the right rein. For those of you that are more advanced and you want to be changing direction with a lunging like this is how we do it. So if I'm going to change the rein here across the diagonal, I'm going to take up the contact with my left, give with the right, take up the left, and we're now on to the left rein. Again, if I'm going to change direction, double lining, making it fluent, plan my route across the diagonal, take up the slack on the right, give with the left, take up the slack on the right, watch my body, walking across him, giving with the left. Now we're back onto the right rein. Good man. Good lad. Let's go to the trot. So what are we going to do for the trot? Don't panic for starters. Okay. Remember that the outside is like your outside leg. You're going to ask him to trot on using your voice commands and a little bit of encouragement from the left rein. Trot on. Okay, there you go. Now we're trotting. Good boy. Watch my stride length. I've actually increased my strides. Good. Even pressure, even contact, planning my route. Good lad. Now for a downward transition, just even pressure, walking. Walking. Good. So in trot, how do we change the rein? It's all about your timing and it's all about your rein contact, my body position. So in the beginning, if you're unsure, what I would do is just bring you back to a walk. Walking. Good boy. If they drop down a little bit like there, I'm just encouraging him just to walk on a bit. Walking. Okay, good man. So let's change the rein first. We're going to do a 10-meter circle to the right. Take up the slack on the right, give with the left, then I take up the slack on the left and give with the right. There you go. And then if you wanted to, you can just progress back to a trot. Trot on. Good man. Good boy. If you're a bit wobbly in the beginning, please don't panic. Can you see how low my hands are? Good boy. That's it. Now I'm going to go back to a walk. Walking. Good boy. Trotting. Good man. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, let's do a change of rein. Just seeing something in the distance. I'm just going to apply a little bit of right rein. Good boy. Walking. Take up the contact with the right, give with the left. Don't go in front of his shoulder, stay behind his shoulder. Trotting. Good boy. Good boy. Walking. Good man. So progressing the long lines, we've done our walking first, serpentine work, no poles, the basic patterns. We've progressed to single poles. Now we're going to progress to patterns. So this exercise here, I've called the bow tie. Coming over the 3 poles first. Choosing to go left or right is completely up to you. We're doing like a figure of 8 pattern around the cone. Looking for a little bit of banana shape in his body. Imagine you're riding him, you want a little bit of inside flexion. As you change direction, I'm applying a little bit of right pressure down my right rein as I give with the left rein. Look at my shoulders. My head and my neck is asking him and telling him where I'm asking him to go. Now I'm going to look straight down the center of these poles as he goes over those. Perfect. So the 3 poles in the beginning are set to his normal walking distance, which for D is 3 of my feet. Then I've walked 6 meters to the center and placed 2 cones, which are again 6 meters apart. And then another 6 meters to the next 3 poles, which are set at 3.5 of my feet. So the theory being, he walks over the poles at his normal pace where he's comfortable. He then does the figure of 8 a couple of times, which is a really good exercise for mobilizing your horse's rib cage, but also ensuring, because you're on the long lines, you can feel if they are falling out of the inside shoulder. You can do a little bit of the correction work on the lines, which then improves the horse's range of motion to step over the poles at a wider distance. So we're now going to repeat the exercise again. Remember your commands. Walk on. Good boy. Obviously this is more of an advanced exercise to do on the long lines. And if you don't feel comfortable with your steering yet, if you're a bit too inconsistent in your contact, don't progress yet. Spend a bit more time doing the pattern work. So I'm looking where I'm going, planning my route. It's my responsibility to ask him to come in here as straight as he can. When he's going over, the pressure in my contact is very much the same. I'm applying a little bit of left pressure now, giving with the right rein, as I'm asking him to bend to the left. What a lot of people tend to do is they walk inside here, which can cut him up. Imagine I'm walking a 10-meter circle myself with my body, with my steps. Good boy. Okay. A little bit of right pressure here as I'm giving with the left. Look at my body language. I'm actually walking the 10-meter circle myself. Now as I'm coming over these poles, aim to be as straight as I can. Good boy. Good lad. Progressing our long lines to eventually out of a secure space and into the open. Obviously this yard is still secure, but it's a nice progression now to leave the arena. Everything's progression, so we can now progress to big open spaces like this and just repeat the same patterns that we did in the smaller enclosed areas, which is the figures of 8, the serpentines, practicing your halt, walk, halt transitions, walk it, hold, good man, release the pressure, walk on, good man. Again, for horses of any age, I honestly believe this. Long lining it's just a fantastic way of exercising your horse. It's fantastic for their back because they have no weight on, well, limited weight if you're putting the roller on, the surcingle on. And for our youngsters, our babies, we can do a lot of de-spooking work with them before we have the riders on. And it's just a great training educational tool to prepare them for the ridden work.